Hello and welcome to the Lovetarian Way. I'm Natalia PH and I am a Lovetarian. I'm going to tell you beautiful people what the Lovetarian way is in just 1 second, but I would like to say hello to the people that are here with us today. Richard, can you show me who is on with us today? Oh, he doesn't want to show me, but welcome, whatever your name is. Hello, Millie. Hello. I believe I remember you from last time. This is actually the second episode of the Lovetarian Way. Last time we premiered it 2 weeks ago, yeah, and it was all about taking responsibility for your life. Because you know what? The Lovetarian Way has been given to me during visions, during meditations, as a win-win-win solution to anything that is actually happening in the world, and the world arises from within you. So the Lovetarian Way, the way I have received it, is a quantum inner journey into the truth of unconditional love, which is our true nature. That is the nature of our source, and that is what I saw. You are the source from which the world arises. You are unconditionally loving source, and all is well. And if you are going to live like that, magic and miracles shall become your reality. This is my 100% belief. I have been living like this doing my best for the last 12 years. So when I turned 44, it was more or less 2 years ago. Actually, it's going to be exactly 2 years ago very shortly, because I'm going to be 46 soon. I have received the vision, okay? And the vision was beautiful. This was the world, the heaven on earth that we can co-create. And from that vision, the further guidance came called the Lovetarian Way 4 pillars, or 4 pillars of the Lovetarian Way. And those pillars, they help any person that connects with their source to live the best life they can live. Those 4 pillars are, number 1, taking 100% responsibility for your life. I know it's not so easy, but it is very simple. And if you do that, you will be incredibly empowered. And here I would like to encourage you to go back to episode 1, which broadcasted 2 weeks ago, and you can watch it on YouTube, Spiritual Psychics TV YouTube, or my YouTube, The Lovetarian Way, where you will hear all about how to do it. It's fantastic, it's empowering, it's wonderful. We talked with Dr. Merlin Pixton about that particular pillar. Then pillar 2 came. It is all about oneness. We are one. We derive from the same source, unconditionally loving source. And therefore, if you live by the golden rule, you do good things to others because others are you. Do unto others what you want them to do to you. Everything is just going to be cool. And I know, again, it's not easy. It is simple. And if you start practicing this more and more and more, life will unfold as magic and miracles. And pillar 3 is all about today's topic with my beautiful guest, which I'm going to introduce soon. Live as though everything is a miracle. And this is the wisdom that has been shared with us by Mr. Einstein not so long ago. Einstein lived, well, very closely to our time, actually. And he said, you can live your life in 2 ways. One is as though everything is a miracle, and the other one is as though nothing is a miracle. Well, I know what I'm choosing. I'm choosing to live every single day, embracing gratitude and looking at anything that happens. And believe you me when I tell you, yes, I have pains in my body. I have been nearly financially bankrupt. I have had broken hearts, cancer diagnosis, eating disorder for 25 years. Have I seen miracle in that? Yes, eventually I have. It is a journey of 1,000 steps, but it does work. And once you see that, once you make that switch, everything happens for you. Everything brings a lesson and life becomes magical. Hello, Terry. Hello. Welcome. Yeah. I'm going to talk about pillar 4. I just want to say hello. Avril, hello. Are you from Ireland? Yeah, where are you from, guys? Can you tell us where you're from? Natalie, I remember Natalie, my namesake. Sadie, hello, good evening. I'm actually in Spain. Where are you guys? Christine, hello. Welcome. Sheena, I remember your beautiful light heart. Who else have we got? Sandra. Hello. Kim, good evening. Lisa, hello. Priya, I hope I'm pronouncing your names correctly. Joanne, okay, and so now I'm going to tell you about pillar 4, which encourages to embrace the Lovetarian nourishment. And primary form of nourishment, as I saw it, was breathing. And why breathing? You know, you can live without food, you can live without water, but without breath, you cannot live long time. And what is next? Love. Love. Truly, nobody can live without love fully, cannot fully express themselves, not fully bloom. They will just wither and die sooner or later. And you can see it the moment we come as babies, you know, we rely on love. Parents love us, mothers love us so much that they sacrifice their body and give birth to us because they wanted us at some level and they love us unconditionally. What happens later on during human journey, that's a separate issue. I'm talking about our true nature. The Lovetarian nourishment is loving thoughts, feelings, breath, and of course, nourishing your beautiful body with beautiful foods that you infuse with love. No matter what you eat, as long as you infuse it with love, as long as you take a moment, become present while you eat, while you breathe, everything is going to be fine and you will become healthier, wealthier, and happier. But this is just very, very tiny summary. And during Lovetarian Way show, we will talk deeply about those pillars, and all my guests, because I have been guided to create the Lovetarian Way podcast, which, by the way, Richard saw, and then he invited me to have the Lovetarian Way show here, and this is episode 2. Today, we will focus on pillar 3, live as though everything is a miracle. And my beautiful guest, Donna Michelle, who is a meditation teacher, author, and sound healer, and I'm going to bring Donna in just now. She's going to talk to you about that and we'll answer all your questions. So without further ado, Donna, hello.
Hello, Natalia. How are you, beauty?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing beautiful today. I'm so deeply thankful to connect with you again and to be on this platform talking about your pillar 3, living life as though everything is a miracle and embracing gratitude. And I'm so thankful to be here, and I'm so happy to connect with you because we are soul sisters. I'm here in New Jersey in the United States and you're in España, and it's just amazing, really.
Yeah, welcome, Donna. Please, hello, Angela. Please tell us where you're from, guys, because this is beautiful international crowd. Hello, Julie. I'm so privileged. Aren't you privileged and so honored to be able to serve so many beautiful people? It's really wonderful.
To see all of these names popping up and their beautiful pictures. And yes, please let us know where you are from in the world, because
hello, Newcastle, Lisa.
Yes, hi, Lisa. It is absolutely incredible to be able to connect with so many people all over the globe. It is a miracle.
I'm gonna digress. Right. Christine, I actually have a degree from Bournemouth University from ages ago. My postgraduate degree is from Bournemouth, California. Karen, hello.
Hello, Karen from Cali.
Truly international audience. That is lovely. Okay, so beautiful souls, beautiful Lovetarians, because I believe everybody is a Lovetarian. As I said, our true nature is unconditional love, and you can fight it as much as you want. It is the truth. I've been there in the field when I was floating in my meditations, and I just felt it. It's not a belief, it's a knowing. What do you say about that, Donna? What is your experience?
Yeah, that is an incredible statement. It's not a belief, it is a knowing. Because when we think about belief is a mental process, right? It happens in our mental body. It is our thoughts. And all a belief is something that we continue to think over and over again. That's what a belief is. And so I can believe that you are a lovely person. And I can believe that this person over here is a nasty person. But there's a and that's just a thought that I have, right? But to know something that you feel in your body, when you know something, you feel it. Sometimes you feel it in your gut. Sometimes you feel it on your entire body. We get the chills, right? And so to know something, sometimes we don't even have the words to share or express a knowing, because it transcends the mental process. It transcends words and communication. And it's something that we feel within us. And so I think that's a really beautiful way to start off our talk today, because and both are important, right? It's very important for us to take a look at what our beliefs are. What are the things that we believe about ourselves, about others, about the world that we live in, and which of those beliefs are contributing to our peace and our love, and which of those beliefs are deterring from that.
Absolutely. Donna, you actually bringing pillar 1 here straight into, onto the screen, because as I said at the beginning, it's all about taking 100% responsibility for your life. And that means looking and investigating your belief systems, looking at what are you thinking on daily basis, what you're feeling, how you are acting, right? So what is helping me co-create my heaven on earth, and what is not, and why am I accepting this, where this is coming from, and why do I continue perpetuate that? Why do I hurt myself, right?
Yes.
Hello, Natalie from Essex.
Oh, beautiful. Hi, Natalie.
Yes, go on, Donna.
I think that it's wonderful. We're gonna delve in today to pillar 3, and you and I have talked about your pillars, but really your pillars are all interconnected, right? It's Absolutely. Not we're gonna spend some time, and we're gonna really delve in a little deeper to pillar 3. But when you start talking about your awakening process and the unlearning that we all have to do, right, of the conditioning, whether it's social, familial, ancestral, societal, cultural, we are all one in that we need to unlearn so much so that we can start to reveal and unearth our true self, our love, our unconditional love, self. Yes. Self with a big S.
Yes, absolutely. And you are a sound healer. You are a meditation teacher. So what have you found in you have a few years ahead of me. You came earlier, a few years ahead of me, just a few years. We're like sisters, almost twins.
We're soul sisters anyway.
You have a little bit more experience as a human being.
Right. What's a number? What's age? It's nothing.
What? We are ageless goddesses. I believe any person that chooses to live quantumly, from quantum level of reality, age, doesn't matter. You are as young or as old as you feel, right? And that would be a belief system. And you know what? People live as though everything is a miracle. If you say to yourself, I am an ageless goddess, your body, if you repeat it long enough, you will reprogram your subconscious mind and you will start manifesting that. I mean, I hear all the time that I look at least several years younger than I actually am.
Same.
As a human. Yeah. But what I was asking you, Donna, you are a sound healer and you are a meditation teacher and author, of course. Richard, can you maybe show the books that Donna has?
Yeah, the books are actually the books are actually coming out in April, so it's there to come. They'll be on the shelves and ready to be ordered in April. But so Natalia, so just repeat your question again.
I haven't really finished it. I don't know, ladies, if you can relate. Yeah, Richard is laughing. Can you can you relate to the circular way of telling stories? You know, you start there A, then there is a X, then there is a B, and then oh, here you are. But it will all come together. All roads lead to Rome, right?
Yes.
So the question was, Donna, as a meditation teacher, as a sound healer, how do you see that it's possible? How would you guide people to live as though everything is a miracle, no matter what? If you have sickness in your body right now, if there is, I don't know, you're going through divorce, somebody decided to pass on, how is that a miracle? I mean, I know what I'm going to say, but how did you, in your practice, many decades of practice, how did you come around to those conclusions?
Yeah. So I
Hello,
think
Jay.
even Natalia, even before I really learned how to meditate and then learned sound healing and started applying that, and you mentioned this at the top of the show, and that is that, you've been through it,
Yep.
cancer, eating disorder, heartbreak, bankruptcy. We all have a list of those things. They differ, of course. We're all on our own unique path. But if the purpose of this life is soul growth, that shifts your entire perspective on how you perceive everything and anything, quote unquote, good, bad, or ugly, right? Because those are just judgments. And once you shift to understanding that every single thing, whether it is a beautiful new kitty cat that you bring into your home, meeting the love of your life, getting a cancer diagnosis, losing your job, going through divorce, getting a life-threatening illness. We were put here. We came here to this planet. Our souls chose this, not to be a victim, to learn, to grow. And once you understand that and you accept that, then you can start to look at everything that happens as a miracle. And what do we mean by miracle? If so many people think of the term miracle, they hearken back to, the Bible and these grandiose, events that took place. And and I'm not saying those are not miracles. What I'm saying is let's broaden our understanding of what miracles are. Because if you can see a miracle every morning when you wake up and you take that first breath and you're lying there in your bed and you say, thank you for another day. That is a miracle that you are here today to live again. And so we must broaden our experience and understanding of what miracle is. And once we start to do that, well, you are off to the races, because then you start to see miracles in everything around you. When I work with people, whether it's one-on-one or groups or classes or schools or corporations, and I'm going to teach them about meditation, what happens, and your pillar 4, the nourishment, the breath. I always say the breath is the gateway to all. Because what happens is we shut down our thinking mind for just a little bit. And when we do that, guess what, guys? The miracles happen. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, number one, when you shut down that thinking voice, sometimes it's only for 10 seconds or 30 seconds or a minute. And as you become more practiced and more advanced, you'll have more and more and longer moments of this. But what happens, right? You go into that little space where you can connect with your higher self. And you see, you know, right? You know there is so much more than what we are experiencing right here in this room. And
What's
so
your,
when I
yeah. No, go on.
So when I work with people in meditation, and then of course, so whenever I work with someone, whether it's one person or 50 people, the gateway is the breath. And so we take our time and we learn there are many different types of breath. And you and I have discussed this before, but the simple, and look guys, modern science, neuroscience, medical technology is catching up to what the ancients knew and to what,
Amen.
Right? And so for all of my beautiful left brain people out there watching, the sciences is catching up, and there are many, many, many scientific studies that support all of this. But, you know, there's so much physiology that takes place in the brain and the body when you slow down your breath and you belly breathe and you fill up that belly like a balloon, and then you slow down your exhale. Oh boy, does the magic happen. And this is one of our tools, is the breath. Spirit, universe, God, the goddess, whoever you want, whatever you want to call it, we have everything we need.
It's not attached, yeah, what it's called.
Right. No, that's just, our human names, right? But we have everything we need, and the breath is one of those things. And so it's the gateway to miracles.
Yes. Yes.
And then once I take somebody through the breath, and then I guide them through meditation, and then I bring in the singing bowls, well, that's a whole other level.
Yes.
That I call it transcendent, because truly, people will be lying in meditation with me in a sound healing for an hour. And when I end and I take them out of it, every single person, every single time, they're like, wait, that was like 5 minutes. And the reason for that is they've transcended time and space. They are no longer in their body for that time.
Yes.
And that's a miracle, isn't it?
It is. And thank you for bringing that up. And I'm going to give a specific example actually from my own life. But before that, I say hello to Eileen, who actually is sending hellos to us. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Yes. If you have any comments or feedback or questions, please definitely show us, Richard, if there's anything from the audience. Yes, please send your comments. Send your
Absolutely.
questions to us.
Thank you.
We're just going to be jamming here, and you please send your comments and questions, and we will be just taking them as they come. On the note of what you said, Donna, I wanted to give an example from my life when I went into those moments, because you said, what is a miracle? Okay, for me, a miracle is, by the words of Marianne Williamson, it's a shift of perception from fear to love, when you get to live fearlessly. So when I was told in my early 20s, okay, it's lymphoma, you've got cancer. Okay, what do? Where is the miracle? Okay, and you are a young person. You are out there to go and conquer the world. You don't want necessarily to go get that diagnosis. It's like,
no.
But, okay, if you can do what she just said, Donna, if you can become very, very present, and you get this opinion, because, okay, we're not doctors, okay, but we've been through those experiences, so I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. There was an opinion that I've got something in my body, so I got very present with that. And I was breathing deeply, okay? And I questioned this, is this true? Well, something is going on in my body, but who's there to say what's going to happen? That's just an opinion. And when that realization came, breathing was becoming very regular. I was starting to feel very calm and at peace, and the fear was dissolving. And I started to look through this illusion. I didn't know at that time, 20 years ago, I did not know what a quantum level of reality is. Now
Right.
I can tell you that you can live in a Newtonian model of reality, which is, okay, this is my hand, that is air, okay, and in Newtonian physics, there's a cause and effect. You've got cancer, you pretty much have a problem, right? That's Newtonian. In quantum level of reality, you get to, as a quantum co-creator with that energy, you get to interact with that energy of cancer in this case. You get to cause a new effect. And if you, by the power of your newly found faith, belief, fearlessness, you will create a new biochemistry in your body. You will get in that moment of presence, and you will do it over and over and over and over again. You will start thinking differently. You will start feeling about it differently, fearlessly. Okay, if I get to have this in my life, you say, okay, how is this happening for my growth, for my evolution? What is this teaching me?
Oh, that's it. Yes.
Yeah, what is this teaching me? If you can hear in meditation, in your deep realizations, in moments of presence, fearlessness, when you can hear your intuition, the intuition from within, you start seeing a miracle of that, because clearly what you were doing was not serving you, whether you were not thinking the correct way, you were not eating correct way, you were stressing too much, whatever. There are a million reasons, yeah? You brought that into your life,
Yeah, no, 100%. And like I was saying before, Natalia, you know, we all have our diagnosis, right? Whatever that may be. You know, after my first child, I had a traumatic birth. I had postpartum depression. I had post-traumatic stress syndrome. And yet I was not going to be a victim to that. No way, no how. I had a beautiful new miracle in my life, and this was not going to run me, right? And so I didn't know meditation then, but I definitely learned deep breathing at that time, you know, and it was a long journey. And that's the other thing, you know, when you and I talk and we say, okay, everything is a miracle, for most of us, we don't just wake up one day and like, this is how we think. Okay. There is a shifting that needs to happen, where, as you were saying, to go from that Newtonian viewpoint to that quantum viewpoint. And so for all of our listeners here today, and Karen, I appreciate your question, and I will answer it. Absolutely. It's a wonderful question, Karen. But to all of our viewers, everyone listening, you know, you may be sitting there and saying, well, but I'm in the muck of it now. How am I supposed to see this as a miracle? And listen, Natalia and I, we have been in the muck again and again and again, and no one is immune to that. But the lotus flower begins in the muck. And the lotus flower doesn't just pop up one day and she's in the sunlight. It is a reaching. It is a persistence. It is a knowing that the sun is there. You just have to breach the water and don't give up, right? And so, but what happens is when you integrate things like the breath, learning how to meditate, learning what helps calm you. Maybe it's going out for a walk in nature, right? Maybe it's washing your hands in cold water, taking a shower. I always teach people a shower meditation. Wash it away. Have the intention to wash away so that you can begin again. Whatever it is, the more and more things that you incorporate into your life, you're moving away from the muck towards the miracles and towards being able to see and have that perspective of, oh, now I get it. Now I know why I got this diagnosis. Now I know why I had this experience after having my child, or in my marriage, or with my job and my boss, whatever it is, sometimes we do need to step back so that we can gain that perspective and start seeing, what are these things here to teach us? What is the miracle in this, right?
Absolutely. And you will, once you practice this, and you practice this on consistent basis, you get to choose this over and over again, you will start making actual tangible changes. Is
Yes.
my cancer gone? Yeah, it's history. I've learned my lessons. I corrected my ways. I was so much better for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get to Karen's question in just a moment, but I was thinking maybe, Natalia, I have a very short little
Beautiful.
from my book of haiku, is called Hold the Light, and it's haiku to connect with your higher self.
What is haiku if the audience doesn't know?
So haiku, I learned haiku when I was in 5th grade from my favorite teacher, Mrs. Kinsberg. And haiku is Japanese poetry, and there is a beautiful syllables for each line. So the first line will be 5 syllables, the second line will be 7 syllables, and the third line will be 5 syllables. So it's 5, 7, 5. And so there's a math to it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's really a merging of your left and your right brain, because yes, it's poetry and there's exquisite imagery in the Japanese haiku, but then you also have the left brain where each line is only 5 syllables, only 7 syllables, only 5 syllables. Yeah. And so that really appealed to me very much my whole life.
So please read it, and our beautiful audience, if you have your questions, just please comment and we will be addressing them once you've read. Okay, great. Donna, then
we are definitely going to get to your questions next, guys. So this is a very short poem from my book, but I chose this one because there are opportunities for us all throughout our day, from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, to see miracles in the most mundane. So this is number 43. Washing the dishes, thankful for running water, turned to a trickle, cleansing the plate and my mind, rainbow bubbles pop. So how many times a day do we wash dishes? It can be a chore, or it can be a miracle. Truly. I'm not even joking, guys. Like, there are parts of the world they don't have clean running water. That's a miracle for us, and we forget these things, right? And so the more that we find the beauty and the miracle in the most mundane things.
I remember, what you said brought me to this thought by Tony Robbins. Once he said somebody was going through some drama, and then he gives them perspective, and he said, well, at least you're not a cockroach in Romania.
For real, like, come on, like, let's have some perspective. It's really important. And the thing is, right, it's like, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what you're going through, it's valid. Mm-hmm. If you're in the muck, it's valid. Be in the muck. Don't push it away. Don't try to, spiritual bypass your way through it, right? You need to feel what you're going through, but just allow the possibility in the back of your mind to say, you know what? I know there's a lesson in this somewhere. I may not be ready to receive it yet, but I am open to receiving it when the time is ready for me to.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Let's go with questions. So you want to take that one? Yes, it's for you, Karen.
Okay, Karen. So thank you so much for your patience. So Karen asked us, with your process, Donna, do you integrate yoga nidra and hypnosis techniques as well? It's such a great question. So actually, one of the classes that I hold is a collaboration with my friend Hugo Sanchez. He owns Pacha Yoga Studio in Wanacue, New Jersey, and he guides our classes through the Yoga Nidra, and I play my singing bowls. And for those of you who don't know what Yoga Nidra is, it is a meditation. It is a yoga meditation. And it is this exquisite visualization. It's very precise in the way the scripts were created to take you deeper into your subconscious. You do not fall asleep in Yoga Nidra. You hover in that place. It's almost like if anyone has ever done lucid dreaming, where you're in that beautiful dream space, but you have a certain level of consciousness that you can almost dictate what's going on there. And that's what Yoga Nidra does. And so I do that collaboration with Hugo. And in terms of the hypnosis, I do have certain techniques that I use when I'm guiding people through meditation, through visualization, incorporating mantra, and taking people slowly deeper into that subconscious space. And so I am not a hypnotherapist, but I do incorporate some of those techniques into my guided meditation. I hope that answered your question, Karen. Thank you. It was an awesome question.
Thank you. Richard, would you like to show us more? Perfect. Thank you. And please comment, give some insights that you might have. Whatever's bothering you, we're here to answer and assist. Okay, I have found when going through, thank you, Julie, some rough times, I have found myself observing the situation as if I am on the outside of myself. I think this is when I have connected with my higher self. Beautiful.
Absolutely, Julie. That is, so one of the things we teach in meditation is to learn to become the observer of our thoughts. And what is so amazing, what is so miraculous, let's use that word, Natalia, where's the miracle in that? The miracle is that you learn to understand that you are not your thoughts. You are not, right? You get to choose your thoughts. That's how powerful you are. And so when you become an observer, like Julie shared, during a difficult time, and you can step back and you can observe, okay, is this my fear voice talking? Or is this truly my knowing, my higher self? And the more you practice this, right, in difficult times like Julie shared, or even just on your day-to-day, it can be very small things. And because we live in a world where everything comes at us from the viewpoint of fear. And so we need to block all of that out and listen to our inner knowing and learn to tell the difference.
Absolutely. And thank you, Julie. I will relate it to my own experiences. When I was about 3 years old, that was the first time I can recall I saw myself. I was a baby, and my higher self, I saw the baby of I playing. And I just remember, I was like, oh, that's me too. What is going on, right?
Wow.
Another situation was when I was going through, I actually just came out of this near financial ruin, and my husband and I, we got our solution previous to very, very long and committed chanting. We've been really chanting the mantra of Goddess Lakshmi, Shrim Brazi. And we've chanted it every day for 2 hours, 5 a.m. in the morning. We chanted, and solutions came from the field. And we've been, we've been graced with solutions that were better than we thought. But we've been really keeping faith that everything is going to be fine no matter what. We literally thought we were going to just go bankrupt, but it did not happen. The money came just literally saved by the bell, right? And it was so magical. And I remember seeing, the enormity of the problems that we're going through. Like literally the bank told us, you need to find $1 million, 30 days. If you don't, we're going to terminate your loan, and da-da-da. We're like, whoa, okay. So then I said to my husband, we need to then apply what I'm teaching, right?
Yes.
So then we were given solutions from the field during meditation, during sleep. I was told to pray and do the chanting. So we did. And within a month, solutions came, believe me, from $0 to $1,000,000 plus. Yeah. So we paid the bank, we were free, we left Poland, and we moved to Spain. So when I'm telling you about miracles,
yeah, you're not joking.
There are miracles. But I was
And
observing myself, I was observing myself. I'll just finish this. When it
Yeah.
happened and the money came, I was seeing myself like in a movie. Okay, what I saw, the vision of me having this solution and moving away from the place where I was, starting my life again, fresh, new chapter. I saw the house where I live in now. I see the sea, Mediterranean Sea, and the beautiful rock, and I'm living this freedom, right? I saw that, and that was my higher self showing me that it is possible. That's your miracle.
100%.
I have goosebumps. So
Yeah.
Julie, totally 100% relate. Yeah,
I think
Donna,
also, Natalia, it was the moment that you and your husband were given, that news, that ultimatum.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just sunken into that abyss of fear.
Yeah.
But you said, when you say, well, what is this here to teach us? It's here to teach you to apply everything you had been studying and learning.
Yeah.
The universe served that up to you on a platter, saying, okay, here you go. Now you're gonna see your real power.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Okay, Millie. Oh, good one. Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
How do you get over a fear of dying? Donna, go first.
Okay, Millie, what a powerful
Thank
question,
you.
Millie. Because all of us are here on the earth plane, and we have a limited time, don't we?
We have one certainty. We all gotta go.
That's right. That's right. And Millie, this is so how do you get over a fear of dying? There was a time in my life, Millie, that when I was a young mother, that fear was very present for me in my daily life. And what I want to speak to here, Millie, is it's not just fear of dying, okay? It's fear. The vibration of fear is very present within you, and it is focusing on death for you, possibly. If this question is for you, I'm not going to presume that it is. Maybe it's for someone else that you know. But everything is energy, everything is vibration. And so if you have a fear of something, whether it is death, whether it is loss of any kind, whether it is, war, famine, disease, whatever it may be, the details of what it's about don't really matter. What matters is that it's fear. And that fear, that vibration of fear is living within you. And so what we must do first and foremost is accept that, understand that. Second, look at your life, look at everything outside of you. First, it's external. We need to clean up our external. What are you looking at on social media? Do you watch the news? Who in your life, who are the people in your life? Are they constantly ringing that fear bell? So look externally first, seeing where you can clean up that side of the street of all fear-based energies coming at you on a regular basis. Then once you do that, then we must look within. We must I think it was Julie who asked us, or who made the comment, right, about observing. Then we must observe our self-talk. And when that fear voice is showing up, I tell all of my clients, name your fear. Name it. Give it a name. Maybe it's Igor. That's the name of my fear voice. Name it. personify it because it's not you. And so once you name your fear voice and you start to become aware every time a fear-based thought pops in your head, then you can say, oh, Igor, no. I am not listening to you right now. I know you're, and we don't need to demonize the fear voice either, because this is our shadow. This is shadow work. So what we do is we say, thank you for coming to the table. I know you're here to protect me, but I don't need your protection. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Go sit in the, I have another haiku that says, give your fear the iPad in the back seat and you focus on the road ahead. Okay, so once you eliminate the external fear in your life, once you start to look within, Millie, and say, where is my fear voice showing up? How is it showing up? Once you quiet that, your fear of death is going to dissipate. And then the final thing I would say is that death is an ending here on earth, but it is an illusion. It is the death of our physical body and our incarnation here on earth. And that, I'm not to minimize that, because we're here on earth and we're loving life and we're loving the people in our lives and we don't want it to end, right? But you can shift from fear-based thinking to knowing and understanding that you don't ever really leave. Your loved ones don't ever really leave. And you can always stay connected, always, because it's energy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Donna.
I hope that helps you, Millie.
Yeah, give us some feedback, girls, if you would like to say something more. Millie, I'm going to answer this with 2 examples. Actually, again, something that happened to me when my beloved grandfather died. And obviously, I was very afraid he's going to die because I loved him so much. And he died, as we all move on, right? But you know what happened? He came to me from behind the veil. And I was so afraid. I was, what was I, 12, 11? Very young girl. So here's what happened. I was very young, as I said, 11 or so, I don't remember exactly. And I felt something happened. I didn't know what, I couldn't put my finger on it, but I felt that something happened, something shifted. I didn't know it was connected with my grandpa. And then I went to bed, and then I started hearing his voices. His voice, I love you, everything is fine, everything is going to be okay, everything is fine. Okay, so I knew my grandpa was no longer in the body. In the morning, my parents come and they said, we have something to say to you. And I said to my parents, I know my grandpa is no longer here. And it's okay, Mom, it's fine. My parents were absolutely, surprised. How does she know? But then my mother, she remembered that when her own mom left, she came to see her. So my point with this whole thing is that we actually, when we drop our consciousness again to that moment of presence, when we breathe, deeply breathe, when we touch our heart, we can connect with those that are no longer here. And I can connect with my grandfather. I can connect with my beloved doggy, who is no longer with me, 2 years now. He's been with us for 15 years. And when I can do that, and I do it in the quantum field, remember, we talked about the Newtonian level when there is the dead body and the alive body. But in the quantum field, where everything is energy that vibrates at different frequency. So my grandpa is vibrating at a very high frequency now. He is a light body. He's no longer the physical body. So when I go and I become very present and I will breathe and I will just really imagine him, because Einstein once again said, imagination is the preview of life's incoming attractions. And through imagination, that is everything, I can actually connect with my grandpa and he can actually start talking to me. So Millie, I really encourage you to just breathe, meditate, and imagine beautiful things. Imagine what it would be like when you die. But you're actually not going to die. You're You're just going to say, okay, I'm done here, and you're just going to go. And how about that? It's going to be fun. It's going to be just another chapter. And I guarantee it's going to be fun. And you know what? Another advice, buy a book, Dying to Be Me by Anita Morgiani. Anita was freaked out about dying and cancer. All her friends were getting cancer and they were all dying one by one. And she had this deep fear that I'm going to die too and I'm going to get cancer. Sure enough, what do you think? She did die. She did get cancer, and eventually she had the near-death experience. And she went into the field and she connected with her ancestors. And you know what they told her when she was floating in that field? Go back, live fearlessly. Live fearlessly. You will come back and you will have that message to the world. Since that moment, not only she came back, she healed all her 40 plus tumors disappeared. She spontaneously, as doctors call it, spontaneous remission, right? So she knew she would be back and she would be completely healed, and she knew it was an illusion.
Yeah.
She was actually able, when she was in that state, she was able to see her brother. She was in England at the time, I believe, when in the hospital. Her brother was coming from India. She could see that. She told doctors what they were doing when they were resuscitating her, right? So she was able to tell the whole thing. So by that book, Dying to Be Me, that the book encourages us all not to spend any time to live in fear and to be the most authentic people that we can be. Live your truth and just really express yourself fearlessly.
Yeah.
That will really help you, Millie. So thank you for that question. Oh, what a nice cat.
He was coming up like this on the chair, so.
Oh, so cute. Maybe he wants to help us answering questions.
I'm sure he does. He's saying yes, yes.
Perfect. Then Kim has one about sound healing, what that is. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you, Kim. So, so this is becoming more and more popular here in the West. Sound bowls, singing bowls. I probably should have had one here so we could show. Oh, you do, beautiful. Oh, there you go. So that, yeah. So that is a Tibetan bowl, Kim. But there are also, you may have seen also, Kim, these beautiful white quartz crystal bowls. But essentially, sound healing, specifically what I do is I have a set of Tibetan metal bowls. And the reason why it's called sound healing is because it is all vibration, right? Sound is vibration. And again, these are ancient modalities that we are just now beginning to understand their power. So the way I like to describe how does this work, I just ask you to think about sounds just in our daily lives. For example, let's say you are walking down the street and there's a guy out there with a jackhammer and he's breaking up the sidewalk. Think about that sound for a moment. That repetitive, destructive, extremely loud jackhammer, and how it makes you feel to listen to that. And now I ask you to imagine you're sitting in a beautiful theater and you're listening to a symphony, the orchestra play, some very beautiful, calming classical music, and you close your eyes and you think about how that makes you feel. Now, these are sounds, right? But if we were to break down the sound, they are sound waves and they are vibrations. And so when I play my bowls, the quality of the bowls matter very much. But my bowls have such a harmonious vibration when they are played together that it calms down your nervous system. So earlier when I spoke about when I work with people and we begin with the breath, that's the gateway. Then I take you through a visualization and then I play the bowls. And the breath and the visualization are prepping the body. They are prepping the nervous system to really begin to relax. And then the singing bowls take it to a whole other level because the vibration is now working on the matter of your body. I've worked with people who have MS. I've worked with people who have neuropathy, which these are nerve conditions, and they feel a lot of physical pain. And even just with the breath, after a half hour of a guided meditation, they literally do not feel the pain. They're walking out of that room and they feel like they're in remission. And they are in remission for a time until, of course, right, they get back into their life and the stressors of life start to jack up their nervous system again. Yeah. But the sound healing is working through vibration. Yes. And it's calming down your entire nervous system. And so if you have pain in your body, or perhaps it's anxiety, okay? Anxiety is when two things are happening. When somebody's having an anxiety attack or really acute feelings of anxiety, your body is shooting out tremendous amounts of stress hormones like cortisol, adrenaline, jacking up your whole nervous system. Your brain, your body thinks that it's in danger. Okay? And so, again, the nervous system is on high alert. Not unlike somebody who has a condition where, like neuropathy, where their nerve endings are so raw that they feel that pain. And so the sound healing, the bowls, because of their vibration, their harmonious vibration, because there are disharmonious sounds, like I was mentioning the jackhammer. They're so harmonious that they relax and calm and soothe the nervous system. And essentially, you are being healed in that moment.
Yeah.
I hope that answers the question, Kim.
Yes. Please, if you have any more questions, if you have any feedback, do share with us. We'll be very happy to answer. We're coming on to an hour now. Look how time beautifully passes. Oh, what is time anyway when we're having fun?
Right, exactly. That's exactly right.
On the note, you're actually working with sound healing, but what I wanted to also mention is Dr. Emoto's work on feelings and how those feelings actually influence us and our health. And that brings us to pillar 4, right? Lovetarian nourishment. What I said at the beginning, speak to yourself with love. Feel love to yourself. And why would you do that? Do you want some science? Go and check Dr. Emoto's work. He was able to show how loving thoughts or hateful thoughts or fearful thoughts, they influence water. And what are we made of? Almost 70% water. Yes. So he showed how water acts, crystal water acts once you talk to it with love. It's creating most beautiful crystals, as opposed to when there is fear, when there's hatred. It literally shrinks water and it makes really weird shapes. So now think about it. If you speak to yourself, you blah, 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 as opposed to I love you, I appreciate you. That is sound healing as well.
Oh, 100%.
This is your sound. This is your creative center, your throat. Speak beautifully to yourself and to others, because it really does matter, and it's very healing, right, Donna?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you hit it on the head, Natalia. You know, it's funny because I have Post-its all around my house. I open up my cabinet to get a mug to make some tea, and I have a Post-it in there that says, "You are beautiful, I love you."
Yeah.
And you reminded me, so say his name again,
Dr. Emoto. Emoto, yes. Mm-hmm.
So that study is so mind-blowing when you look at that. It is life-changing, for real. And then there's something else other people can look up, and I don't know if we can put it in the chat, but it's called somatics. And
yeah.
so what somatics are, it literally shows you the vibration. So you have a bowl of sand, different color sand sometimes, and you have the vibration from a speaker beneath it. And depending on the frequency that they are playing through the speaker, the sand goes from just a dump of sand to the most gorgeous mandalas, beautiful, configurations. This is frequency. This is vibration. This is sound. So it's there. We are just beginning to scratch the surface, to understanding this. And to your point, we are 70% water in our bodies. So of course, the sound healing is affecting us on that level as well, on the physical level of the water in our bodies. And there's an amazing YouTube video. Anybody can look it up. Just type in sound bowl filled with water. And you see what happens when you make the bowl sing with the water in it. The water is jumping out of the bowl. It is incredible.
Absolutely. And, I talk to my plants. And when the plant does not look good, I talk to it with love. And I, of course, give it water too. And it's starting to rebirth. I've done it so many times.
So many times. Me too.
Thank you, Christine. Yes, you can buy the crystal singing bowls on YouTube, definitely. I mean, that's widely available. Actually, you can buy it on Amazon, but you can watch the videos on YouTube. Definitely. Yeah. Wendy, what did Wendy say? I enjoy meditation and have been doing it for about 2 years. I still don't visualize during them. I would appreciate your insights. Yes, of course. Donna.
I think that's amazing, Wendy. And the only thing I would say to you, Wendy, is that, there are actually many different types of meditation. I was just having this conversation with somebody yesterday. And so you remember many years ago, we kind of learned that there are many different learning styles. Not everybody learns in the same way. Some people are visual learners. Some people are much stronger analytically, so on and so forth. So Wendy, you know what? You don't have to visualize. You're doing it, girl. You just keep doing you. There are many different styles of meditation. There is not one style that works for all. And so if you find something that works for you that feels good, that's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And actually, when you practice presence, when you practice this conscious breathing, you will drop in the meditative state just by doing that. And what is really a meditation? Meditation is not about being 5 minutes in a certain state. What we actually want our life to be is a walking, living meditation when we feel at peace no matter what is going on, when we have our biochemistry in balance, right? When we are, seeing magic and miracles in everything that happens, just because we live fearlessly, right?
Yeah, it's all connected. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
I just want to touch on, because I know part of your pillar 3 is to embrace gratitude.
Yes.
And the way that I have said several times during our discussion today, Natalia, that the breath is the gateway, right, for relaxing the body, getting into a more calm, meditative state. Gratitude is the gateway to living your life as if everything is a miracle.
Yes.
And I think that is so important that you included that in your pillar, because you know what? When you begin to wake up in the morning and you say, thank you for another day, thank you. And when you go to sleep at night and you say, thank you for this beautiful day, no matter what transpired, right? And when you go out into your day, everything in between, the waking and the sleeping, and you have gratitude for it, in every chance that you can, you speak those words, even if it's just a whisper, even if it's just in your mind. Some people like to write and they have a gratitude journal. Some people just want to take notice of it and say, yeah, I'm so thankful that I got an easy parking spot because I was running late. I am so thankful that I have this healthy nourishing meal to eat today. I'm so thankful that my daughter's coming home from college and I get to spend this time with her. Whatever it is, practice.
Yes.
Embrace gratitude in as many moments during the day that you can, and you will be living a miraculous life. It is key. It is absolutely intertwined.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what else? When we get a gift from someone, we always say thank you, you know? So remember when I told you at the beginning, at the quantum level of reality, you are causing an effect. So if you give thanks first thing in the morning, last thing at night, you are creating a vibrational, very highly vibrational, receptive state. And you are saying to life, to the energy, bring it, baby.
Bring it.
I say, thank you for the blessings that are on the way to me now. Thank you more, please. Shower me with infinite blessings. I'm ready. When I'm going through some poop, and it happens, it happens. It
Just
happens.
to be real, you know.
I say, yeah, let's be real, right? I say, thank you for the miracles I'm not seeing yet. I know they are there, and I am open and I'm receptive. And I will see them eventually.
Yes. Without
Richard almost choked here. Poop people. By the way, I have to say it. I have to say it. A guest that I'm going to invite 2 weeks from now, Jill Harrison, who is an Avatara Archangel Messenger. I remember vividly when I read one of her books, and she said that one of the archangels said, be thankful for the manure, because manure has its function. So be thankful for the poop. That means your bowels are working properly, you know? So, I mean, everything under the moon and the stars has its purpose. Yes. So it's all about, again, perspective. Live as though everything is a miracle, or as if nothing is. Yes. I know what I'm choosing.
I know what I'm choosing. I'm with you, girl.
Yay. Richard, are there any more questions? I know we're almost ending. We didn't talk about any shows that are coming. Are we supposed to do that? Okay, so tell me, what have we got? Okay, tonight at 8 o'clock, we have tarot reader Ricky live with Spirit. So tune in at 8 p.m. tonight. Next, we have Bree at 10 a.m. tomorrow, who is going to be tarot reading as well. Mediumship healing. She also does past lives. Yes. So tune in at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we have Marcus tomorrow night at 8 a.m. Collective Consciousness. And his guest, Marcus, you said, yeah? With Bill Hughes and Marcus. Yeah. Thank you, Richard. I missed, what did you say, Richard? Oh, yes. So how to work with Donna. Donna, how can our beautiful audience find you? We're getting our wires crossed here with Richard. He just likes to, whisper to my ears.
Yeah.
No.
So
you know
how to. So much.
Yeah, tell us how to find you.
So my website is empoweredmy.com, and you guys can learn more about me there. My 2 books will be coming out: my personal book of haiku, and the Prosperity Codes book, which is so in line with everything that we were talking about today, because to live a prosperous life is to see the miracles in everything around you. And my whole chapter in that book is literally, I go through all the things that give me that energy of prosperity. Even my first cup of coffee in the morning, And so that book, Prosperity Codes, will also be out next month, and that's by Exalted Publishing. And that is a multi-author book. There are, I think, 13 women who have come together to share their experiences and how they have moved through the muck oftentimes to really embrace what prosperity means to them in their lives. And again, like we were talking about, in enlarging this idea of what does a miracle mean to me? Well, what does prosperity mean to you, right? And then of course, thank you again. You know, my book of haiku to connect with your highest self is Hold the Light. And that will be published by Balboa Press, and that will be out at the end of next month also.
Thank you, Donna. And to connect with me, you know, very simple, nataliaph.com, or social media anywhere, you know, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Find the Lovetarian Way on Google and it will take you right there. We have also created a group, the Lovetarian Way. We have at this moment around 3,000 members. It's not about quantity for me, it's about quality. We actually accept people into the group because we feel the energy. It's not about having people just to hang there. We want people to connect. There's a lot of activity there, and that's how actually we connected, Donna.
Yes, it truly is.
You found
so
the group.
Thank you. And I thought about that before we got on today, Natalia. And thank you for reminding me. You know, my social media is also Empowered Meditation, both on Instagram and on Facebook. And so anyone who wants to follow me there, I put out daily inspiration. But I came across the Lovetarian Way just scrolling through Facebook. And I was so lit up by Natalia's posts and her inspiration, and they're beautiful posts. And then her pillars. And so I just messaged you, right? I was like,
hey, you're my star sister.
And I didn't even know that you lived in Spain. I didn't care. Yeah. And you and I have connected like we've known each other our whole lives. It's just a miracle.
And I want to say, yeah, I want to give huge gratitude to everybody that was commenting here today. Millie, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you for your questions and insights. And please go and check YouTube for the episode we had 2 weeks ago with Merlin when we talked about Pillar 1. Next, in 2 weeks on Wednesday, I'm going to be talking to Jill Harrison, as I said, Avatara, Archangel Messenger, very wise lady. And there are such beautiful guests, you know, that I'm bringing into the show. So please, you know, share the show, share the Lovetarian Way with the world, because that's the purpose, to really spread love, talk about our true nature, and live at peace and harmony, co-creating heaven on earth, no matter what is going on in so-called reality out there. There's no out there. It's only what's happening within you. And if you have peace here in your heart, it will radiate out and it will contribute to the elevation of consciousness. Do not for a second think you don't matter. Everything you do matters. Everything is connected. Right, Donna?
100%. You know, my book of haiku, Hold the Light, is precisely that. Hold the light within you.
Yes.
Hold the light within. That is our single purpose. Hold the light within you. And so, and then you can connect with other people who hold the light, just like me and Natalia. So
absolutely. You know, people often ask me, what can I do in this world? Well, what can you do? Take care of the business of loving yourself. Because when you do, and you truly do unconditionally, and I don't mean like conditionally, okay? My butt is 1 kilo too much. Who cares? Love yourself unconditionally, no matter what. Truly here. And it will, you can't fake energy. You can't fake it. It will radiate out and it will be contagious. And you will connect with the people that are there for you, like we did today, right?
Yes.
Through the, you know, waves of consciousness in this beautiful show. Well, thank you, Kim. Namaste.
Thank you to all of the questions. Wow. I mean, so wonderful. It's
really
just
nice.
Been amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we don't have any more time, but we are very, very grateful. So please join us again 2 weeks from now. Donna will be back here, I'm sure, at some point. But connect with Donna, connect with me. Join the group, the Lovetarian Way. Then you can talk to us all the time.
That's right. And if you find us on social media, Empowered Meditation, the Lovetarian Way. For all of the questions we could not get to today, just reach out on social media. We will respond.
Share. The whole Google thing, sharing is caring. Well, it is. Share.
You're such a little Care Bear.
Okay. Yes, and we're back at 8 o'clock. Not me, but the next person.
Awesome.
Next
it's
fantastic person.
A great platform for so many.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you, guys and
Thank
boys
you all.
and girls. Thank you. Namaste. From my heart to yours. See you soon.
Bye as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.